Welcome back, friends. Welcome to the course of problem solving and programming. So today I'm going to start one programming language called as Python programming. So till now we had seen algorithms and flowcharts. So I'll start with the programming, then I'll explain how to convert an algorithm into program format. So before converting it to programming format, converting it to program, so you should know some of the basic important things, that is syntax and semantics of the programming. So how a program can be written, basic programs can be written in that particular programming. So for that we have to learn about the identifiers, variables, data types, and different types of operators, literals, constants, and these things we should know completely. So hence here today is a basic first programming, that is first program I am going to write, and before that I'm going to explain all these things. What are the different types of keywords available, how to what are the identifiers, what are the rules to create an identifier. So all those things I'm going to explain. So in Python programming, so how to install a Python, in the sense you can go and download the Python programming. So yeah, you can go and download the Python software in the from the Anaconda official website, www.anaconda.com, products individual. So if you download, you will get different types of packages like Spider, Jupyter, and PyLaunch will be there, and Pandas, TensorFlow, everything will be there in the Anaconda package completely. So I'm going to use the Spider package, Spider. So I'm going to use the Spider IDE. It's an IDE just to type the program. So yeah, I'm going to explore about this IDE. Yeah, just I'm taking the screenshot of it. Yeah, I'm going to keep it here. This is a Spider IDE, one of the IDE for Python programming. So there are other IDEs also. Since Spider is some convenient, Spider has some convenience, so I'm using the same IDE. So this is a Spider IDE. IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. Yeah, fine. So now in this IDE, you can see this is a title. This is a title bar, and this is a menu bar. There are different types of menus, and we need not bother about all those things. Just file is enough, and run files. File and run are important things. So and this is a toolbar. Yeah, in that you can see one of the important tool called as run. This is a run command, and this is an editor. Line numbers can be mentioned here. Yeah, and this is a file name. Yeah, so and once if you complete typing the program, so at the same time line number and column name here also will be mentioned. Yeah, line and column numbers. So this is an editor, and you can type the program in this part. So the complete program can be written in this part, and this is a command prompt. So whenever you run an application, otherwise if you want to run an application, you can execute here. So this is a Spider IDE. So this is the explore. I'm explore. That means these are the important parts of that Spider IDE. So you can save this file. So once you save, then automatically this thing will be modified. So the name of the file fine. Yeah, I'm typing the first basic program in this. So I'm saving it in the folder called as uh, E YouTube videos. So Python examples. or otherwise Python programming. So basic things like literals and all those things we are going to learn. So I'm going to create a program name is program1.py. So py is the extension, .py is an extension for creating a Python file. You have to save the file name with .py. So fine, the first print. So I wanted to print, I want to test. So hello Python. And also I can print by using double quotes also. Hello, welcome to Python world. So this is the simple program that I had written. If you want to run this file, then you can just click on the run button or F5. Shortcut is F5. So now the output is just hello Python and hello to Python world. So the run file is going to give the complete path of this, or simply I can use run of program1.py. This one will also work. Why? What is the problem? Sorry, run file. So if you don't want to click on the F5, so you can use run file command. Run file will be used to execute the programs. Run file of filename.python to run experiments in Spider. ID. So fine. CLS is a command to clear the screen. Just you have to remember that. Nothing to do. So now I'm going to explain about the different basic things. So first of all, we have to know the importance of the keywords. Why keywords are important in the sense, yeah, we should not use these keywords for any other purpose. So these are the keywords, and that will be that are already predefined. Each and every keyword will be having its own importance. Like false will be used to specify, it's a boolean false value. True will be a true value. And will be a logical and similarly if for condition checking. Or will be a logical or. So while will be to repeat the loop. Try will be used to handle the exceptions. Finally will be used to handle the exceptions. Break. Likewise, there are around 33 keywords are found in Python 3.7 version. Now Python 3.8 is running, so maybe some more additional keywords also there. So but these keywords will not be used for any other purpose. Fine. Now the next important thing is identifier. Identifier can be a variable, it can be a function name, or it can be a file name. So what is the importance of the identifier in the sense? Identifier used to identify it. So it can be a variable. Suppose if you want to store 10 value into particular thing, so you can identify the 10 value in particular identifier. We will call it as a variable. Like similarly, if you are writing any function will be identified by function name. So it can be anything. Variable name can be identifier. Function name can be identifier, file name can be identifier. What are the rules that we have to follow to create an identifier? Any of the variable name or function name in Python, what are the rules that we have to follow? So the first thing is, an identifier can be a string of alphabets. Alphabets in the sense capital A to capital Z and small a to small z. These are alphabets. Yeah, and it can be a set of digits. That means it is also it may also contain digits also. Digits in the sense from 0 to 9. And second one is a variable cannot be a keyword. Any of these keyword cannot be used as a variable. Fine. An identifier should not start with a digit. That means where underscore one is valid, one var is not a valid. An identifier should not contain any special characters except underscore. That means where underscore is fine, where $1 is wrong. And an identifier can be of any length. If you see Turbo C, the identifier should have only 8 characters, but here it is any of any length. So these are the 5 important rules that you have to remember while creating the identifier. So now you can see what are the different types of valid and invalid identifier. So I'm going to create here some if equal to 10, it's an invalid identifier. Yeah, if equal to 10 is an invalid identifier. So, and one more thing you have to remember is a Python program should not have any of the statement in Python program need not be ended with the semicolon. You need not keep any semicolon at the end of thing. So var underscore 1 equal to 10, it's a valid identifier. One var is an invalid identifier. Then identifier should not var $1, it's an invalid identifier. So these are the valid and invalid. So first one is only one valid is there. So I'm running this, you can see if equal to 10 is a error, one invalid. So I can keep it as a if one. And second one var is a invalid identifier. So this is also a invalid. So suppose if I keep it as a var, and var $1 is also invalid identifier. So these are the invalid and invalid identifier. Yeah, I'm going to copy it here so that you will come to know what are the valid and what are the invalid identifiers. Yeah, so the valid identifier, so this is invalid and this is valid, this is invalid, this is invalid. Yeah, now fine. So we have learnt about the identifiers. So then how to write a statement? A statement can be written any of these things. This is a statement. You need not end it with semicolon like C and Java programming, C++ Java programming. You need not end it with a, no need to end a statement with a semicolon. So this is called as semicolon. Yeah, fine. So then an expression can be done like this. Suppose if I am having ABC, then ABC 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3. If I want to do like this, then not only single line variable, this is a single line express statement, and this is a multi-line statement. The statement multi-line can be continued by using backslash symbol. So line continuation. See here I am going to give an example. A equal to 10. Yeah. Print of A. Then A equal to 3 plus 4 plus 5 backslash 1 plus 2 plus 3 backslash and 1 plus 2 plus 3 print of A. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 is an error. Okay. line continuation can be done by backslash symbol. One second, I think, yeah, sorry, a small mistake is there. Actually, I didn't do that addition here. Now I think it's fine. So they should be directly, we have to give backslash. No, otherwise we shall try with the, yeah. See, this is perfect. So one is 10 and second one is 24. You can use instead of backslash, you can use parenthesis. Parenthesis for multi-line. So backslash is not working. I'll check it once why it is not working. That's fine. So parenthesis you can keep. So 3 plus 4 plus 5, that is 7, 12, 13, 15, 18, 25, 33 and how much value totally? Yeah, 1 plus 2, 3. Oh yeah, fine. So 7, 5, 12, 12, 6, 18, 18, 6, 24. So we got the value of 24 and the first value is just a single line statement. So fine. Now how to keep a comment? Comment in the sense the statement which will not be executed. Statement which will not be executed. Sorry, you can ask what is the need of keeping a comment if it is not going to be executed. Then just it will give an information to the other what it is. In Python, a single line comment can be created by using hash symbol, creation of a variable and assigning value of 10. Yeah, this is a single line comment, and similarly we can create the multi-line comment by using triple quotes. Yeah, a multi-line comment, otherwise multi-line comment which adds the values given below. Yeah, so this is a multi-line comment. You can write the comments single line or multi-line. So anything is fine in the Python programming. So multi-line can be triple quote and triple double quote, and single line comment will be a hash symbol. So the same thing has been mentioned here. So hash symbol will be used to create a single line comment. And triple double quotes will be used to create a multi-line comment. Yeah. Now, so coming to the indentation, Python will follow the indentation. Suppose if I am trying to find a number is, I am going to print the value of hello. If true, then how I can print in the sense, see, this is indentation. If true, then automatically colon is to then print hello. A equal to 10. So then these two statements will be print A, and all these statements under this tab, so it will be coming under a same if block. You can see hello 10 also has been printed. So this is the indentation. Similarly, you need not follow the same indentation if you are printing everything in a single line. So you can single line indentation, single line statements. If true, colon, print hello Yeah, then a equal to 10, then print of a, then it is going to throw a syntax error. What is that? Yeah, print hello, up to print hello we can print. Up to print hello we can print. So this can be, this also can be done. So fine, and remaining values can be written as a equal to 5. Now I can write print of a also. So this is possible in case each and every statement can be separated by semicolon if you are doing it in a single line. So these things I am going to copy so that you will understand. Yeah. So we have discussed about many things here: indentation, single line statements, and multi-line statements. Fine. So then documentation we can create by using a triple quote single line value. So you can see this is a documentation. So function to double the value. So that can be printed by using a double underscore. Sorry, not double underscore, doc double underscore. So this will be used to print a documentation. Yeah, fine. Coming to the variable. Variable is nothing but a named address location. Because we cannot remember the address locations of a memory, then we are going to create a variable, a named address location, which will be used to store the information in memory, as well as which will be used to get the information from memory. A named address location. Way to store and way to retrieve will be identified by the variable. Simple thing, a named address location is called as variable. So there are different types of variables. Like in our mathematics, there are only 3 variables, that is integer and real number, and third one is we have characters or alphabets. So integer values, in the sense 10 is an integer, real number 10.23, and character is nothing but a. So likewise the collection of characters will be string if it is a true or false boolean. Likewise the same data will be there, int, float, double, string, boolean. These kind of variables need not be created in the Python programming, and like C. Unlike C, so we can just directly specify the data, automatically it will decide what type of data it is. Suppose if A equal to 10 is declared, B equal to 5.2, C equal to hello, then type of A it is an integer, type of B it is a float, type of C it is a string. So I am going to print the same thing. Yeah. So then knowing about variables. So I am printing in the second program. Yeah. Program 2.py. Yeah. So control V, knowing about our variables, A equal to 10. I can give semicolon also. B equal to 5.2. So then C equal to hello. Print of A, sorry, type of A, print of type of B, print of type of C. What kind of data it is? Just I am pressing F5. Then A is of type integer, B is of type float, C is of type string. So this is a simple example which will be used to demonstrate that there is no need to create a variable based on the right side value. The left side variable will be assuming that okay, this is a float, or this is an integer, or this is a string. Based on the right side values, it is going to identify. So then the variables can be declared in a one variable also. See the same thing is single line declaration. Yeah. Then A equal to, yeah, A comma B comma C is equivalent to 10 comma 5.2 comma hello. So you can keep semicolons, or you need not keep the semicolons. Print of A comma B comma C, F5. So you can see 10 5.2 hello. 10, 5.2, hello. So comma is a concatenation concatenation operator like plus, which is there in the Java. So here comma will be used to concatenate two variables are string and variable and all. So see the values of ABC are the values of ABC are 10, 5.2 and hello. Fine. Now this is the program which will be used to demonstrate the same thing. Yeah. So similarly, suppose if I am declaring any variable like same values, same 1 equal to same 2 is equivalent to same 3 is equivalent to same. Then print of same 1, same 2, same 3. Then it is going to print the values of same values, same. So same. See, you can see the output as same. Fine. So moreover, how to create a constant, that I will explain now. So before that, I am going to explain. So I am going to keep this code with you so that you can refer it. Yeah. So the copying of code is done. So these are the data. So I'm going to remove this constant.py and pi equal to 3.4. I'll write it here. Yeah. So constant.py file I'm creating. So pi equal to 3.14. Yeah. Let it be. So I'm going to see now. I'm going to create two files. Another file called as constant.py, so which is equivalent to constant.py. Yeah. So import, sorry, this is going to have holding one value, that is 3.14. Okay. Then the next one is speed of sound speed, 340 meters per second. So 340 value. So these are the two values that are there in the constant. Now what I am going to do is here I am going to declaring constant variables. Yeah. So then just what I am going to do here in the sense, import constant as const. This should be a first statement. So what I can do is I can keep a new Python file, control N. So control S constants.py, constant demonstration. So import constant as const. Okay. So then I can perform the operations, print of constant.py, then print of constant dot sound speed f5. So 3.14 and 340 has been received from the constant.py. So these constants are to be declared with the capital letters. So and what are the capital letters and what are the lowercase letters? So is there any difference between the capital and lowercase letters? So import constant. If it is if you feel it is a longer word, then you can create a shorter acronym for that by using as keyword. As keyword will be used to create a shorter keyword. So the same thing has been explained here. You can go through it. Yeah. So coming to the case sensitivity, I told that there is a case sensitivity in the program. So that is lowercase. Lowercase in the sense all the characters will be smaller. That means small a is different from capital A because they will differentiated by ASCII characters. The ASCII value of capital A to capital Z are 65 to 90. The small ASCII values of small a to small z are 97 to 122. Similarly, 0 to 9 ASCII values are 48 to 59. So sorry, 48 to 57. Yeah. So based on this ASCII values only the system will work. So hence the capital A is different from the small a because 65 is different from 97. So that's why lowercase is all the lowercase letters Uppercase is nothing but all the uppercase letters. Upper camel case in the sense hello world. Suppose if I am writing hello world, then this is upper camel case. So camel shape, it is like camel shape will be like this. So the first word first letter is capital and second word second letter will be capital. So the this is a lower camel case. Lower camel case in the sense, so do something, do something. So this is a three words letter. So first word first letter is small, second word onwards first letter is capital letters. Just these are the different types of that means terms that you have to remember: lower case, uppercase, upper camel case and lower camel case. Similarly, so how to represent the different types of number systems? There are 4 number systems in our thing. So if you want to know about the number systems, I'll keep a recording of number systems and I'll give the reference link here. You can follow that. So because number systems video will be available in the description. Yeah. So because it is not possible to explain the number systems here, decimal and octal, binary, hexadecimal. If you want to represent decimal number, binary number, octal number and hexadecimal number, you can use this 0b stands for it's a binary number. If you don't represent any value in before, then it is a decimal, and if it is a 0o, it is a octal. 0x is nothing but hexadecimal. So 255, if you consider the example of 255, yeah, 255 example, it's a decimal. If you consider the octal value of 255 is equivalent to 255 by 8, so which is equivalent to 3 times 24 and 15 one time 316 is the, sorry, not 316, yeah, so 3 times 24 and 15 one time, remaining value is 7, yeah, and 8 3 times and 7, 377 is the octal value. Then hexadecimal value will be 255, 16, 15 times f is the remainder, that means 15 is the remainder, 15 is the remainder, that is f. Then 15 is nothing but it is a f only. So so ff is the hexadecimal number 377, and similarly 255 in binary, so 1 2 7, that is nothing but 1 remainder, 2 6 and 3 1 remainder, 2 3 1 1 remainder, 2 1 yeah 1 5 1 remainder, 15 is nothing but 4 ones. So 4 ones and 4 ones, 8 ones is the binary value. I'll represent the same thing here. You can see control N. I'm going to create a program as binary literals .py. So I'm going to save all these programs and upload in the description folder. So the first one, binary literal. So how to create a binary number? So binary number, binary literal. So there is a b, that means binary is equivalent to 0b 1111 1111. So 4 ones and 4 ones it should be. Yeah. So similarly, we have decimal. Decimal is equivalent to, so 255 direct value, and octal. Octal is nothing but, so octal 0o 377, and hexadecimal hexa is equivalent to, so 0x ff, or f and small f are both are same, because hexadecimal can be represented with capital and small letters. Just I am printing, so print binary comma decimal comma octal hexa. So these are the 4 variables I am printing. So you can see the values are 255, 255, 255, 255. These are literals. So you can see how to create a literal. So this is these are the literal creation. So 255 is the same value. That's why I had given the 4 255s. Still we have Boolean literals and all those things. So Boolean literals, complex numbers and everything will be covered in the, so okay, fine. So still I can cover for five more minutes. Boolean literals. So if I'm going to declare 1 equal to 1, then it will be yeah. So 1 equal to 1, then it will be true. So it's a true value. Then it is going to return a true. And 1 equal to 1 is for 1 equal to false. So true is nothing but 1 only. False is nothing but 0. This is a false value. So true is capital T R U E. False is nothing but F, capital F, F L A S E. True and false. Similarly, true plus 2 is nothing but it is 3. True, false plus 4 is nothing but it's a 4 because 0 plus 4 it is. So float literals. Similarly, float literals are there. F equal to 2.3 is a float number. 340 e power minus 2 is nothing but which is equivalent to 0.034. Yeah. Complex literal. So if I create any complex number as 2.3z, then I can get the imaginary value by using com.image, and com.real will give the real value. So I'll do these things so that you will understand. So control N, control S, literals. Yeah, fine. So now what I am going to do, Boolean. So true is a variable which is equivalent to hold the 1 equal to true, whether both are same or not I am going to print. So false is equivalent 1 equal to false. Since it is a false, then it will print a false. So print of true comma, I am giving some space, false. So which is going to print the value of true and false, because 1 is true, 1 is false, sorry, 0 is false, because that's why it is returning false value. Then true is equivalent to true plus 1, which is going to print the value of 2. False is equivalent to false plus 3, then which is going to print the value of 3. So print of true, false. So this is also printing the value of 2 and 3. You can see 2 and 3 has been printed. So because 1 plus 1 is equivalent to 2, 0 plus 3 is equivalent to 3. And similarly we have another literals like float and complex. Yeah. So f is equivalent to 2.3, it's a float number. F1 is equivalent to 340 e power minus 2. It is a 0.034, it will be returned. So print of f comma, so f1, which is going to print the value of, so on the complex also I will finish. Complex literal. Suppose if any number is there, comp equal to 2.3z, then I can print the imaginary and print comp dot image, comp dot real. Yeah, imaginary and real numbers. So you can see. So complex has an object, has no object, image, img. Anyways, I will check why it is not having img. Yeah, fine. Yeah, 2.3z is the complex number, 0.0 is a real value, and imaginary is 2.3. It has to be printed. So imaginary, I think image or comp dot image. Yeah. So 2.3 is the imaginary. Suppose if you have 10 plus 2.3z, that means I plus some xj. So then 10 is an imaginary and 10 is a real number and 2.3 is imaginary. So 3.4, you had seen this, 340 e power minus 2 is a 3.4. Suppose if it is a e power minus 3, then it is a 0.34. Then e power minus 4, then it is a 0.034. You can see. So 10 plus 2.3z is a complex number. So these are the some of the examples on the Boolean literals and complex literals. So I had taken much time for this video. So in next video I'll explain the different types of data types, and you can come to know about different types of programmings and statements as well as all those things. Hope you like this video. So please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.